Hello everybody, Dev Bora here from Amazing Tarot. Today we'll be discussing about how tarot works. A lot of people have asked me this question that how tarot works, how are we able to see what can happen in the future through some cards. And over the 15 years when I have been doing the sessions, when I have been doing the readings, I have tried to understand this myself and somehow I have found an answer, I feel, which kind of resonates with the scientific way of looking at life also. Let's see, I'll try to make you understand and let's see if it resonates with you or not. Okay, so before we go deeper into it, there are two three points which we have to understand. The first point is about time. Now what happens is that for we think that the way we look at time, that's how time is. Now time is very different in different levels. Now when I say different levels is how we look at time. For us the time in a day is 24 hours, 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour, those kind of things. So similarly, if you look at the animals, let's say if you look at ants, the ants way of looking at time will be very different from us. Their time will be probably much more faster, and I think a lot of scientific discoveries and a lot of scientific research have happened in that field, and they have understood that the ants or the small organisms like flies and mosquitoes, they see us moving very slowly, and that's the reason why they are able to run away, or when you try to kill them, because for them the time is moving much faster. That means the idea is that when they look at us, they see us moving very slowly. Yes, so the idea is that time is different for different levels. Similarly, if there is something, if it's the atomic level, or if you say the small organisms which are there, the time is moving faster for them. Our time is moving in the pace that we see, which we are seeing. And if there is something which is above us, the time will be moving slower for them. And this also have been proved now that if an astronaut goes out of the earth's gravitational pull and all those things, then the time moves slower for them, although by very minute unit, but it moves slower. But we are talking about much more higher. If we go very high up in the space and live from long distances, then the time will be much more slower for them. So the concept here is about time. That time can be faster and slower. The way we look at time does not mean that a time is that only. Yes. Now the next concept is about how we look at ourselves. So if you look at the ants, if we keep two ants here and we keep a ball of sugar here somewhere near the table, so now the size what I'm talking about. So now what happens that we are so much bigger than the ants that we are able to see their whole universe almost, in one shot. We are able to see the universe in one shot because the two ants are so smaller than us. And as we know the ants behavior, we can say that in the next 5 minutes or so they will end up going to the sugar bowl because they will be able to see, smell, and they will reach there. Now let's say if the ants talk to each other, and if one ant tells the other ant, listen, there are some people who can say what we'll be doing in the next 5 years or next 1 year of our time, but there it's 5 minutes. The other ant might say that no, this is not possible at all. How can somebody say what we'll be doing in the future? But for us, their 5 minutes is happening in front of us. Their 1 year or 6 months is happening in front of us because their time is moving so faster than us. For us, it's just few seconds, few minutes. Similarly, if there is a power, there is an energy source, there is something which is there in the universe which is much higher than us, which is the source, which can see us almost like a small ant, then for them their power, the energy becomes much more easier to see. Our 1 month, 1 year is nothing for them. It might be few seconds or something like that. And I'm not talking about living entities. It's like a power, energy, something like that. This is how it is. Now the next part is about the cards. Now what has happened? There have been people who have been able to go and meet or travel to the superconsciousness or this energy, and they have come back. Now, when you go to some place and come back, what do? You make maps. And using the maps, a person who has never gone there also can go. But it becomes very difficult for a person who is new to see the map properly. They might miss some things. As a person grows better in navigating, they will be able to see much better things throughout the map. So similarly, and also in maps, what happens that if there's one map and the same map is looked at by three, four different people or as many different people, they will be seeing the map from different angles and different things will be seen. Maybe the same place in the map, people will see different things in that map. Similarly, the tarot cards are like maps which have been made by after a particular travel which has happened in the superconscious and consciousness and they have come back. And a tarot card reader tries to connect with the superconsciousness using the tarot cards as a map. As the tarot card reader becomes better, he'll be able to see the maps much better, navigate the maps much better, and get more information out of the maps. So the idea here is what I'm trying to say is that, like I always keep telling Nikola Tesla have spoken this word, this sentence, this quote, where he says that if you want to learn the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. Similarly, for us to understand the secret of tarot, we have to start looking in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. Understand that a person who has come, when he or she shuffles the card, or when you are shuffling the card on behalf of that person, the energies will be mingled. How? Maybe till now we don't know. As science progresses, it will be understood. But it's for sure that somehow we all are connected, and it's only about how we can connect to it. The more we believe, the more tuned we become to it. I hope you have got a little bit clarity about how tarot works. If you have any doubts or queries, do let me know. Do message me. I'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you. Thank you so much.